in the end.
I'm of the belief that any non-fans of specific sports can enjoy arcade-like sports games. Games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz have shown this for basketball and American football. But what about European football, soccer, or whatever you call it? Well, that's where today's game comes in. Sega's Soccer Slam. You would think this would be some kind of crossover game with the characters of Sega franchises coming together to play soccer, but not quite. And for the record, a FC team with Sonic characters is playable in Virtua Striker 2002. Rather, we get a cast of unique and original characters with an over-the-top take on soccer. Co-developed by Black Box Games and Visual Concepts and published by Sega, this game was released on the PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. The GameCube version came out on March 18, 2002 for North America, September 26, 2002 for Japan, and October 18, 2002 for Europe, with the GameCube version being the lone Japanese version. The Xbox version followed on August 22, 2002 for North America, and October 11, 2002 for Europe. Finally, the PS2 version dropped on September 2, 2002 for North America, and October 25, 2002 for Europe. This game walked so Super Mario Strikers could run, and I mean that in the most positive way possible because hot damn, this game is fun. Sega Soccer Slam has several different modes of play: Arcade, Quest, Challenge, Tourney, and Practice Mode. Arcade mode will let you play a quick game of soccer against the AI or a friend. You also have a couple minigames: Hot Potato, self-explanatory, and Brawl, where you can use the brawling mechanics for a good old fight. More on the brawling mechanics in a moment. Challenge mode will allow you to compete and unlock 3 bonus teams. Each character can only unlock up to 2 secret characters, and you can mix and match characters and team themes for some interesting combinations. You must win up to 4 consecutive matches to unlock any character. And this mode is only available in the PS2 and Xbox versions, and you can only use a specific character, a part of a team, twice. Tourney mode will let you play a round-robin style tournament where the highest ranked overall after 5 days wins. Practice mode will help you learn the basics and outrageous aspects that make this game so special. Quest mode is the main mode of the game. You'll play 10 regular season games, winning matches and challenges to earn cash, which can be spent on swag from the soccer shop to boost attributes. Finish in the top 4 to qualify for the playoff challenge. Win the final match and you win the cup. You'll play this mode to unlock all the stadiums. Sega Soccer Slam at its core is, well, a soccer game, obviously. The rules are pretty much the same as they are in real life. 2 teams play for a set number of rounds with limited time per round in an attempt to score as many goals as possible. In order to make the game simpler, several other rules are eliminated. Throw-ins, corner kicks, free kicks, and penalties are removed to streamline the game. On top of that, the game also has a few extra things that really over-exaggerate the soccer to give it that arcade-like feeling. The main thing is, you can hit your opponents, meaning that if you have or want to play dirty, you can. It takes the mostly civil-like feeling of the game and adds some extra edge to it by removing the civilness. You can also earn combo points by streaking together several sets of moves, like slide tackles, one-time passes, and shots. These will increase the amount of combo points, and when you get enough points, you can power up your player for a bit to go faster and be stronger. Fill the meter up all the way, and you can do a killer kick. When the meter gets full, it will blink and will give you the cue to do the move. Press the combination to launch the ball in the air. A green circle will appear on the pitch. Get to the center of the green circle, and when you see the light, press the shoot button and the camera will get behind you. The target appears, aim where you want it to shoot, and if you're lucky, you'll score a goal just about every time. The other specialty move is the spotlight kick. The spotlight will appear when you possess the ball on the opponent's side of the field consistently. When it appears, press the shoot button inside the spotlight, and you'll get it up in the air for a special kick that may or may not get you a goal. These additions do make the game more intense than your average game of soccer, and certainly more exciting in my opinion. With such an exaggerated, faster-paced version of soccer, the game needs to control well, and thankfully Sega Soccer Slam succeeds on this front. The general layout isn't much different between the 3 versions. You'll have one set for offense and another for defense. Some things may be the same, like Turbo, but it tends to switch seamlessly depending on play position. Input feels responsive, and the controls do a good job of making you feel in control of the players on both offense and defense. This makes it easier to get into since the controls are simple on both fronts, and it helps the game feel more fun. On top of that, this game's cartoony art style helps complement the arcade-like gameplay. The character designs in particular are very unique, and all teams do stand out from one another. Why don't I break them down? First up, we have Latin America-based El Fuego, consisting of Mexican wrestler El Diablo, Argentine soccer player Rico, whose hairdo is literally colored like a soccer ball, and Brazilian martial artist Madeira. Next up, hailing from Africa, we have Team Spirit, whose members include Nigerian soccer star Zari, South African surfer Kaimani, and a Kenyan shaman named Demon. Representing the Pacific Rim area, we have Team Tsunami. Their members include Japanese geneticist Rumiko, Hawaiian daredevil Kahuna, and Australian gator wrestler Boomer. For those in North America, we get Team Toxic. They consist of Canadian eco-terrorist / environmentalist Rain, who rocks the Ripley Alien 3 look, an American football player named Duke, and the Native American equivalent of Jimmy Neutron in Nova, who wants to bring soccer to space. Next up, quite the rowdy bunch for Europe, Team Sub-Zero. Here we have British soccer hooligan Half-Pint, who you'll probably have the most fun using to beat up people. We have a German party girl known as Lola, and a Russian nationalist / soldier named Kirill. Lastly, of the default teams, we have Team Volta, the opposite European type of Sub-Zero, mostly. Here we have Scottish boxer Angus, Italian ladies man Dante, and sarcastic Frenchman Arsenal. Quite the cast, and that's not even counting the unlockable teams. By playing the challenge mode, you can unlock up to 3 teams. A girl group known as Team Love, who will cater to every female type possible. Tomboy and Marla, Prissiness and Nadia, and Show Off and Petra. Team Robo, the 3 robots made by Rumiko. She's something of a roboticist herself. 3 robots. One's a cowboy named Diode, one's the robot equivalent of Nova named Mecha, and one is a troublemaker named Pi. Finally, we have Team Ohm, who might just be the best team in the game. Hailing from Southeast Asia, we have a Burmese ex-rebel leader Dakai, Chinese martial artist Damo, and Indian chef Jishin. A paragraph and a half on characters alone. That's how interesting and good they are. They have their own personalities and are memorable from the lines they say to their looks. You'll root for some, you'll feel sympathy for some, you'll probably want to beat the crap out of some of them. Each team also has their own strengths. El Fuego is the most rounded team, Sub-Zero is best at hitting, Tsunami is best at shooting, and so on. So they also stand out on stats as well. The actual graphics look good for the most part. Everything is colorful, which helps the cartoony feel stand out. The fields look as they should, and team home stadiums also look pretty good. Models for the objects on the stadiums look sharp and clear for the time, and are aesthetically pleasing on the eyes. Some even have creative designs. You got a Vegas themed one in Glitter Bowl, and stadiums like Toxic's Reactor Core are fun to play in. The character models also look sharp, at least for the playable characters. They are detailed in their designs, and are sharp for the time. The looks of the killer kicks and spotlight kicks are also cool. Probably helps that the in-game motions were motion captured, so they look like they would in real life. The only thing about the graphics that don't quite do it are some dull-looking outside arena textures and the crowd textures. The front row people look like the character models in Smashing Drive, and the upper-seated crowd looks like PS1-era crowd textures from the old SmackDown games. But for the most part, the game does its job on graphics. The sound design is also pretty good. The music is pretty good. There's no music when the actual game is going, but all the other music sounds good. There are different menu themes that match the team's location. So you have a Latino tune for El Fuego, a European one for Sub-Zero and Volta, and so on. Each theme fits the teams well, and they have familiar motifs for each culture and whatnot. There are a few generic ones in there for good measure, but they also sound fine as well, even if they do blend a bit together. Even the pause menu music sounds like a banger, a la Battletoads. Sound effects are also pretty good. The more powerful your kick is, the more impactful it sounds, and it also helps wear down the opposite team's goalie. Sound effects for spotlights, killer kicks, hitting, and so on also sound good, and the game sounds like it should in real life, along with the edge that makes this game different from FIFA. The voice acting is good for the most part. The crowd sounds are what they are, with fitting chants, and the in-game announcer does the job well enough. It's the character voices once again that stand out. Believe it or not, this game has familiar voice actor, and not just any, but MLPFIM alumni once again. I swear to you, this was not intentional, okay? It just happened. See, I can't escape this, even in a game like this where you wouldn't think it would be possible. Now, I guess because Black Box was based in Vancouver and all, I guess I can't be that surprised, to be honest. By the way, I actually had no idea about any of this until I actually was looking up the game's voice cast, even before I started scripting this video way out in advance, okay? It was just a happy little accident, alright? Now back to the review. Okay, well there's only 2 of them here, but still, that counts for something. Maybe 20% cooler? You be the judge. Trevor Duvall, aka Fancy Pants, amongst many others, and Peter New, aka Big Macintosh, have voiceovers, but it doesn't say which characters they voiced on IMDb. And it's not credited specifically in the manual either, so if anyone can figure this out, spout off in the comments below. One Canadian who's a non-film alumni that does have a voiceover work here is Lachlan Murdoch, credited by his middle name Kyle in the credits. Appeared in The X-Files, Stargate SG-1, and Murdoch Mysteries, you know, a few usual Canadian film shows. He probably voices Nova. There is one American on the cast, Heather Hogan, or Watson as she's credited, aka Ducky in the Land Before Time sequels. 2 voice actors, though, are virtually unknown, Sweeney E. Todd and Brenda Wheeler. I couldn't find anything out about these 2, and I'm willing to bet the first one, Sweeney E. Todd, is actually just, well, a pseudonym or alias for someone. Regardless, all voice actors do a good job in bringing the characters to life. With how much content there is between winning the quest mode with all teams and getting all items, completing challenge mode amongst many other play options, there's a lot to keep you coming back. Sega Soccer Slam is the closest thing to an EA Sports big soccer game without the EA Sports big name to it. Yes, I know there was FIFA Street, but that's pretty much a different beast from this. But then again, this part's not really much of a surprise because, well, people at Black Box would later go on to work on some EA Sports big titles. Anyways, it controls well, plays well, looks good, sounds good, has plenty of content, it's just an all-around fun game to play. However, each port does have its downsides. Mainly the PS2 version's frame rate isn't as good as the GameCube and Xbox version, and the GameCube version doesn't have the challenge mode. The game can also be a bit too hectic, some graphics parts don't look as good as others, and some parts can be a bit overwhelming like tournament mode, which doesn't even earn you anything when completing it. Still, this is a damn fun game for people who aren't even fans of soccer and just want an arcade pick up and play game. I would probably get the PS2 though, or Xbox versions of the game since it has the challenge mode. The Xbox version also looks and runs the best and is compatible with the Xbox 360. Regardless of which version you get, you're in for a hell of a time. I give Sega Soccer Slam a 4 out of 5. And speaking of EA Sports Big, if you know me, you probably know what's coming up. Yep, about that time of the year again for my annual winter game review for Red Ribbon Reviewers. And all I can say is it's going to be an EA Sports Big related one. How's that for a segue into the closing out teaser for the next review? See you all next time. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, click the big red button below to subscribe. Check out the other links in the description for more cool stuff, and check out the playlist on screen for more content. See you in the next video.